With school out for summertime and the pandemic still lingering, scheduling routine doctor visits for your children may not be top of mind, but now it's the perfect time to get back on track with sports physicals and wellness exams to ensure that your kids stay healthy. So here to tell us more is Dr. Stephanie Hansen, a pediatrician at Sanford Health. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So this is a topic we were just talking about. Now is the time to do this. And I remember my kids' sports physicals. It's like, oh, you start next week. Okay, I better get this. So anyway, first of all, so that's sports physicals, but let's talk about wellness exams, because I think for little kids and kids that aren't active in sports yet, what is an actual wellness exam?
Yeah. Well, I think the best way to think of it is honestly sort of like a tune-up. You know, it's a way to bring your child in and to have that thorough assessment where you're looking at your child's growth, their development, their mental health, and then also their physical health along with that too, really every system of the body. And it's a great way to find out, is your kid's health on track? Is their development where it should be? But you can also really catch health problems early or even prevent health problems from happening by doing those regular wellness exams.
Okay, and so when you do a wellness exam, I mean, this is like an all-out physical. I mean, you're talking about, skin. I mean, not to say, I don't mean to say teeth, but I mean, you really do.
Yes,
overall.
I always tell kids, I am here to check your whole entire body. I want to make sure that every part of you is healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, some parents do kind of skip the wellness exams. So last year, of course, more people probably did that during the pandemic. So why is it important to schedule this every single year?
Yeah, well, no
matter what.
A lot can happen in a year with your child and their health.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
My partners and I can all think of stories where a child had developed a health condition and their care was delayed because it hadn't been caught early. And so they ended up with a worse problem than they would have if they had been attending their regular visits. But it's also important, especially with those missed visits from the pandemic, that you come in now and make sure your child is up to date on their immunizations. A lot of kids struggled with mental health during the pandemic, and people don't always realize that your pediatrician can be a great resource to help assess your child and see if they do need some extra support for their mental health.
Absolutely. I mean, that is 100%. I know that for sure. So what about the sports physicals? We talked about this. So how is that different?
Yeah. There are a lot of elements that are the same as a wellness exam, but it is uniquely for sports. People tend to think that it's just for orthopedic issues, making sure your child's bones and muscles are healthy, but it also, really, the main reason is to understand their cardiac health. So your doctor will ask about things like your family history of heart conditions. They'll ask your child about any symptoms they may be experiencing during exercise, and really make sure that they're not at risk for developing heart problems during athletic competition.
That's a good point. So are sports physicals required?
They are required. Every state requires sports physicals, though the laws vary a little bit from state to state. Many states had a waiver last year because of the pandemic and didn't require sports physicals, but that waiver is done now. And this is actually the perfect time to bring your child in and get that sports physical for their fall season.
Okay, so what's the next step then?
Yeah, I mean, just as easy as giving a call to the clinic to schedule or booking online through sanfordhealth.org.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Hansen, for being with us again. You always have the best tips for us and for your kiddos. So don't go anywhere. We are back with so much more.